Welcome to the guided tour of our multimedia course. The tour lasts about 10 minutes, and if you need to interrupt the program, just press Escape or click the right-hand button of your mouse. To get into the program, type in a user identification, your name for example. Straight away, you will see the main menu, with the numbers of the course units on the right and the icons for the various sections of the course on the left. To start work on a unit, click on the unit number and then click on the icon for the section you want. Let's begin with Unit 1 and Explanations. Here's the first explanation for this unit. The complete course has 300 explanation sections with audio recordings of more than 4,000 sentences and dialogues. After studying this explanation, click on the right forward arrow up here to go to the next one. To go back to the previous explanation, click on the left reverse arrow. If the scroll bar is white, like this, it means that the whole explanation is given on this screen. If the scroll bar is grey, like this, it means that the explanation continues on another screen. To see the next screen, click on the bottom arrow of the scroll bar. To get back to the main menu, click on the exit icon. Now, let's move on to the exercises. The complete course has more than 2,300 exercise items, with audio recordings and our online checking system. Before we start, what happens if you don't know how to work on a particular screen, or if you want to know the function of the various icons? Very simple. Just click on the Help icon. You now see a copy of the screen you're working on. Click on any part of the screen where you see the cursor turn into a hand, and you're given the information you need to get back to work. Every section of the program includes this type of online help. After getting the information you need, in order to return to the screen you're working on, click on the Exit button at the top. Here's the first exercise item for the whole course. It's very simple, and we already know from the explanation that the correct response is good night. But before entering and checking the response, let's make some deliberate mistakes in order to see how the online checking system works. Look, the system has indicated that a word is missing from the response. Here, the word in red needs to be corrected. This time, the letters in blue are not needed. In this case, the words in red are in the wrong order. Now, let's get it right. Correct, or nearly correct. It ought to start with a capital G, so the online checking system shows the small g in grey and indicates that the response is correct, but that capital letters and punctuation need to be checked. So, finally, good. This time the response really is correct. But what do you do if you're not sure or don't know how to respond? Very simple. Click on the Explanations icon, and the system goes automatically to the explanation or explanations which are needed for the response. In this case, the forward arrow is grey, which means that this is the only explanation to be consulted. Now let's see what happens in another exercise. The first item here involves greeting your boss at 9:30 in the morning. Let's suppose you don't know how to respond. Click on Explanations. Here's an explanation, but in this case, the forward arrow is red. This means there is more than one explanation to be consulted. Click on the arrow, and the second explanation appears. After consulting the explanations, click on Exit and return to the exercise. It's now possible to give the correct response, but once again, let's be awkward and make some deliberate mistakes to see how the online checking system deals with them. The system shows precisely which letter is wrong in the second word of the response, and the question mark shows that there is a letter missing from the next word. Clearly, it's not that easy to cheat the system. So, let's correct the mistakes and win the applause. Let's see how to use the audio recordings. First, you listen to the response spoken correctly.
Good morning, Mr. Thomas.
Next, you record your own version. Good morning, Mr. Thomas. Finally, you compare the two versions. Good morning, Mr. Thomas.
Good morning, Mr. Thomas.
Your pronunciation may not be too good at first, but you will find that you improve with practice. And with our system, you can repeat as many times as you want.
Good morning, Mr. Thomas. Good morning, Mr. Thomas. Good morning, Mr. Thomas.
You see, our teachers never get tired, and they don't charge overtime. Let's see some more examples of the program at work. Here's another type of exercise. You have to choose the appropriate response from a number of options. Each time the choice is correct, the program immediately goes on to the next item. If you make the wrong choice, you have to try again until you find the correct one. And if you don't know what choice to make, click on the Solution button. Let's suppose you don't know the meaning of a particular word, for example, helmet in this case. Do you consult a dictionary? With Click on English, there's absolutely no need. Just click on the vocabulary icon, type the word you want, and the translation is given automatically. If you want to hear how it's pronounced, click on the Listen button.
Helmet.
Every time there's a difference between British English and American English, it's pointed out in the explanations. You can also hear the two versions spoken by British and American speakers. Here's an example of the audio in one of the explanation sections. First, click on the audio icon. You see a screen with the words, sentences and dialogues which appear as examples in each explanation. Click on the example you want to hear. Then click on the Listen button.
Have you got a room for 3 nights?
Do you have change for the telephone?
As usual, if you want to record and compare your own version, first click on the Record button. Do you have change for the telephone? And then click on the Compare button. Do you have change for the telephone?
Do you have change for the telephone?
If you want to hear a complete dialogue rather than one sentence at a time, click on the arrow in front of the dialogue.
Have you got a pen?
I'm sorry, I haven't.
Now let's go on to the section devoted to tests. The tests are like the exercises, but since the responses have to be evaluated, you can't consult the explanations or the vocabulary for help. The program only indicates if a response is correct, as in this case, or incorrect, as in this case. At the end of the test for each unit, the program gives the test results and tells you if you're ready to go on to the next unit, or if a particular section needs to be revised, or if the whole unit needs to be repeated. And so that progress through the course can be checked, the program keeps an ongoing statistical record of every individual student's test results, giving the date, the number of the unit, and the results achieved. Anytime you want to check or revise a language point and you don't remember the unit in which it occurred, click on the Index of Explanations in the main menu. This index has a list of titles for all the explanations in the course. When you've found the explanation you want, click on the icon. Finally, when you want to take a break from your work, click on the Exit icon in the main menu. The program will ask you to confirm your decision. If you answer no, it will take you back to the main menu. That's the end of our guided tour. We hope you enjoyed it. To see it again, click on the top button. To return to Windows, click on Exit. To see for yourself how the program actually works, click on Demo, and you'll have the chance to try Unit 1 and Unit 16, the first unit at each level of Click on English.